Playing basketball outdoors in summer is one of the best feelings in the world, in my opinion. One of the worst feelings is when your hoop shoes give out way too quickly. So that's going to be the topic of today's video. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lucas. I'm a professional basketball player reviewing basketball shoes. So make sure to subscribe to not miss any videos. I would highly appreciate it. As I said, we're going to talk about playing basketball outdoors and the best shoes for playing basketball outdoors. Of course, outdoors can be plastic tile courts like the court you saw in the intro, or also asphalt/concrete courts, which wear your shoes off way more. But we're going to go all over options for all types of courts, all types of surfaces, starting with a pair from Way of Wade, which is the Way of Wade All City 12. I especially like the All City 12 because they're so versatile. They can be used indoors, they can be used outdoors, and they will hold up very well because they're using Way of Wade's Tough OS rubber, which essentially is a way more durable rubber compound than what you're used to from Nike, Adidas, or other traditional hoop shoe brands. Essentially, there's only going to be, I think, one pair from Nike and one pair from Adidas on this list, just simply because for outdoors we need a thick rubber compound, deep grooves, and also a thick traction pattern. And what do I mean with that? We don't need a pattern that's got little knobs or grooves somewhere. We really need thicker grooves, herringbone type patterns, radial patterns, and Nike usually doesn't do that, so that's essentially why it's going to be shoes from different brands, but it's also going to be nice highlighting some other brands for once. And the All City 12 is an amazing option because also for outdoors, especially if you're playing on concrete, cushioning is very important. And the All City 12 features a full-length boom midsole, and as you can see here, we have this little cutout in the heel. It's a nice and thick setup, and it's got a lot of compression while still being low to the ground. That's one of the perks of boom foam. It's probably one of my favorite cushioning setups on the market. And the All City 12 also has a nice toe guard here in front, so if you're a toe dragger, you should also be good. Even on concrete courts, they will last you some time. And the boom foam here on the medial side of the shoe, you can even see it better. It's a really thick layer of boom foam, so it will also not bottom out too quickly. They retail for $160, also a very decent price, and as I said, they're just as good indoors as they are outdoors. The next pair on this list will be from serious player only. It's the Game One, and I particularly like this colorway as well. And these shoes are amazing if you like shoes with drop-in midsoles. They even come with replaceable drop-in midsoles, which is a very nice option. So here we have one of the thicker insoles. It's the strength insole. You've got reinforced or like more cushioning here in the forefoot and in the heel. I prefer this setup compared to their traditional setups that were in there at first when they released them. They also have a lifted arch, so if you have flat feet, it's very nice. And as I said, just a nice low to the ground shoe that still features good impact protection because the cushioning is right underneath your foot. And the outsole as well is insanely durable. You can see the grooves are extremely thick. They're crazy hard to move with my fingers, which is always a good indication for how durable a shoe will be outdoors. And the upper is also very durable. It's kind of like a plastic fuse overlay also in the forefoot and a mesh/fuse mix for the upper, and they will do very well outdoors. I believe they also retail for $160, so it's the same price as the All City 12, and of course these also work indoors, but they're particularly nice for outdoors. If you're playing with them indoors, watch out, the traction pattern needs some time to be broken in. The next pair on my list is actually the first and the last pair from Nike. I already mentioned that before. We've got the Nike GT Cut Academy, actually a budget shoe, so a little bit for lower price class, which is also nice for all hoopers on a budget that still want to hoop outdoors. And they retail for 99 euros or dollars. By the way, if you want to cop any of these shoes, I have a link tree on my profile where I've got links to stores that I buy from myself and stores that I cooperate with, and of course also the official websites from Way of Wade or Serious Player Only, where I recommend you buy these shoes. Getting back to the GT Cut Academy, they have a very nice traction pattern. These are of course the budget version of the GT Cut Free. I wouldn't recommend the GT Cut Free for outdoors. Actually, I would really stay away from them outdoors because the traction pattern works great indoors, but is very thin and breaks down really easily. So on a concrete court, the GT Cut Free would probably last like 2 sessions, whereas these will hold you up the whole summer, at least hopefully. The materials are also pretty durable. You've got a little bit of an overlay here on the inside. The outside is not featuring an overlay, but I think it will still be good because the mesh is a little bit thicker than your usual mesh that you find on, let's say, more expensive shoes. It's a little bit more stiff, but also more durable. And they have a nice cushioning setup because we have an air zoom unit in the forefoot right here. So you're also good to go for impact protection. And the heel, even though it's just a foam, is actually relatively soft as well. And as I said, for $100, probably the best value for money outdoor shoe you can get from Nike. Then another cheaper option, also coming in at $100, we're going back to way of Wade, and it's the Wade Flash. These retail for exactly $100. The thing about them is they're a mix of a basketball performance shoe and of a lifestyle shoe. So they can also be worn as a lifestyle shoe off court. If you're that type of guy who walks to the court with the shoes he plays with, I highly recommend them. Traction pattern is very, very durable. We've got little thunderbolts or lightning bolts, my bad, all over the outsole because of course they're called the Flash. And they are very durable, very thick, also very deep grooves. So really, really nice. The slight issue with them is they don't have impact protection, or they don't have as good of impact protection as the other shoes I mentioned so far. The midsole is a mix of Boom and Cloud Foam Plus, I believe. I'm trying to see if it says here somewhere. I didn't remember it completely from reviewing them. So it's not the best for impact protection. They're very low to the ground. You have a good amount of compression in the heel, but the forefoot is very, very low to the ground. If you're a player who likes that, these are definitely for you. Maybe if you don't play on concrete courts, but on plastic tile, or like I don't know the English name, but in German or like where I'm from, we call it tartan, you know, like those orange type courts. If you play on those, these will be fine and they will also hold up well. These are also particularly nice because they're very, very breathable. It's especially important if it's really hot, like it's currently in Austria, we're at 30 degrees Celsius. And you can see here, there's a lot, or actually not a lot of materials, a very thin material, also the tongue is very thin. And here it's almost see-through, so breathability will be very good with these. Then another pair from Wade. They really make the best outdoor basketball shoes and probably also the best shoes on the market right now, in my personal opinion. We have the Wade Son of Flash. They initially released in 2023 and I didn't get a pair back then, and I finally got a pair like 1 or 2 weeks ago. And since I got them, they've been one of my go-to shoes. They are surprisingly nice for my wide midfoot. I heard a lot of people say they're very narrow, and the toe box does look rather narrow, but the midfoot section is actually really, really nice and accommodating for my wide feet. And the performance is amazing. I was so surprised. I believe all the hype that has been told by other reviewers about this shoe, they're really, really nice. I love the combination of Boom and Cloud Plus foam. Very soft, good impact protection, especially in the heel, and just still very, very low to the ground. In my opinion, it's one of the best shoes you can get for guards. And the materials are also nice and durable. You can see mesh upper as well, with some overlays here on the inside. So for toe draggers, you should be good. And we also have good supportive features, and of course a very, very durable outsole. We also have this lightning bolt, of course, for the Son of Flash. And if you go closer, you can see like a herringbone type pattern on the outside, and then on the Flash we have even more lightning bolts. So really, really cool design as well. And what I also like is that the outsole is curved a little bit, so similar to the Wave Weight 10. It goes in right here. I also put a close-up on foot where you can see what I'm talking about. So you really get a little bit of a rebound out of the shoe as well. They don't have a carbon fiber shank plate, which some other shoes from Wave Weight have, which is nice, but you still get a nice rebound and spring out of the cushioning and out of the shoe itself. They go for $160 nowadays. They used to be $135, so they went up with the price a little bit, but they've got 3 colorways in stock. I'm also getting a second pair because I just like them so much, and I'm definitely going to be using them for outdoors and also for indoors. Then the second to last shoe, the first and last shoe from Adidas, we have the Adidas Harden Volume 8. I love the design, especially this white party colorway, so clean on foot. I wouldn't recommend using this one for outdoors. Maybe go for an option like the first colorway they released, or just a darker upper, because it's going to get dirty, but it's really, really durable. So you wouldn't have signs of it wearing off quickly, but it's going to get dirty. You can see I use these only indoors, and even here you have some spots on the upper as well already. So probably not the best colorway for outdoors, but a very nice option. The cushioning setup, full length boost, very soft, good impact protection, still low to the ground, and we have a very durable traction pattern. We have a James Harden traction pattern here on the inside, and then on the outside we have a herringbone type pattern, which is very durable. They're not the thickest grooves or the deepest grooves, but they're so hard and so durable that they won't wear off as quickly as some other shoes with thinner grooves. And of course, I forgot to mention here, we have those translucent parts, a radial traction pattern on some high wear areas. Works really, really well in my opinion. And as I said, the upper is very durable as well. We have a synthetic leather here in the forefoot. A lot of people say it's real leather, but if you check the card that comes with the shoes, that's on the laces, it says it's a synthetic. And we have an EVA sidewall here. It's very durable, so it won't wear off quickly outdoors. The fit is not as good for wide feet as the Harden 7. So if you had the 7s, they run shorter and wider. The Harden 8 runs longer. Definitely go down half a size. If you have wide feet, I suggest you try them on in store. And now finally, the last shoe for this list is, again, from Way of Wade. What a surprise. It's the Wade 803 Ultra Volume 2, the low version. And this colorway is one of my favorite colorways in my collection. And it's got the tough OS rubber outsole as well. As you can see, we also have a carbon fiber shank plate. And if you want a shoe from Way of Wade that feels similar to a Kobe, you can get this pair because they also have a full length boom drop-in midsole with a reinforced TPU shank plate. So great torsional support here. And of course also a nice and low to the ground cushioning setup with good impact protection, especially in the heel. The materials are also relatively durable. We've got an overlay here all the way in front, so for toe draggers it should be good. And a very, very thin upper here. It's like a plastic mesh. The tongue is also very thin. So again, if you're looking for breathability, low to the ground court feel, similar to Kobe 9s, Kobe 10 lows, these are the shoes to go out to take and to go outside and hoop with them. I hope my list helped you. Let me know your thoughts on my list. If I missed any pairs, comment down below. See you next time for more reviews.